This is Showtime Sean Porter.
This is Errol Spin Jr.
Hey everyone, this is Jesse Vargas.
And you're watching True School Sports.
You're watching True School Sports.
And you're watching True School Sports.
Stay tuned.
You know, you mentioned Don. What is it like to work with Don? Because I remember one time about a year ago when I came here and I asked you about, like, is it true what they say about Don, how he robs fighters? And you came right over here to this wall. You started pointing to all the fighters. You were telling me how much Don made them and whatnot. Like, what's it like working with Don?
Well, hey, look, I put it to you like this. That's why you were talking about he robbed fighters and he did all this. All that. Look at that fighter right there. That's Ricardo Mayorga.
Yeah, I see it.
He made about 35 or 40 million with Don. You can look at Zab Judah. He made a good 30 million with Don. All I gotta do is look around the wall. Look at Tyson. Tyson made about 300 or 400 million with Don King. Tom Hearn made a little money with Don on the end. So you started looking around the wall. You started looking around the wall. You see Muhammad Ali over there. Muhammad Ali made about 20, 25, 30 million with Don King. And you look around the wall and you look around and you see Stacey Mckinley right there.
There you go.
He made a few bucks with Don King. I never would have got that type of money with anybody else or any other job and lived the life that I live. So Don King has been great. Been great for me, been great for fighters. And Don King is, like I heard Duver say once, Don King brought the big money into the fight game. You got Foreman up there, he made a lot of money with him. So, but Don King brought the big money because he started the bidding war. If you don't pay him, I will. And Muhammad Ali said, when he offered him $5 million to fight Joe Frazier, Ali said, ain't nobody gonna pay $5 million for no fight. So Don said, sign here. All I need is this contract, with your signature on it. With the signature, I can go get the money. He got the signature, he went and got the money. Now Don still used those type of techniques and strategies. But I think time about outlived that. I don't think that's gonna work anymore. Floyd Mayweather came to Don a few years ago. Asked Don for some money. Don told him, I can get you the money, but you got to sign this contract first, then I'll go get it. But he wouldn't do it because he's young generation and he didn't understand that. He didn't understand it, and Don was going by what he always used to do and what he's doing, and it worked. He said, look, I need $10 million. I got Ali. I got Ali and Joe Frazier for $10 million. Well, how you got Ali and the signature right here? Okay, Don ain't no problem. So Don came back to him, I got the money. So I remember once I was in Bob Aaron's office a few years back when I was living in Vegas. I had a meeting with Bob. And Bob told me, he said, look, there's only two people in boxing that can find the real money. He said, that's me and Don. And I never forgot that. He said, me and Don can find the money. And Don said he welcomed Bob because Bob put him on a different plateau because they was in competition. So Don had to go here, to go there, boom.
It was healthy competition.
Yeah, and at that time, the fighters were getting paid more money.
Yeah.
So it was all good. But now they're getting paid money. They're getting paid crazy money.
For bum fights. Like,
Yeah, they're getting paid crazy money because it's like Zone. Zone is all over the world, and they're in so many different businesses. So they're here to stay. Now you take Danny Jacobs, go over there and make $14, $15 million to fight Canelo. Come on now, that's unheard of.
yeah.
He got in the ring and didn't do nothing. Fucking didn't do anything.
Jesse Robinson said it was like a date. He was just holding hands and he didn't come to fight.
Yeah, we sit there watching when the fight gonna start. They're waltzing going on, okay? And there was a time back years ago, they would have got paid to fight like that. You know, people don't understand. Yeah, the 1940s and 30s and 40s and the early Madison Square Garden, you had to have 40 fights before you go to the gardens. You have 10 fights, you go to the garden now. They have 40 fights. Only elite fighters went in there, so you couldn't.
Yeah, it meant something. There was value in fighting at
Yeah,
the
you couldn't go in no gardens. You know, another thing that people say, well, I don't want fighters. They ain't got no money. I'm gonna give you an example, man. I come to you now. I got to fight for $100,000.
Okay.
I borrowed $60,000 of that money before the fight. Okay. When the fight is over with, I take my $60,000 plus my percentage that I got coming out of it. You ain't got much left. So the first thing you holler is, they took all my money. Then it took my money, and they said, you about to take your money, man. You spent your money. They forgot about that. They forgot about the money that they spent. You see what I'm saying? Then another thing that you want to do is, well, I got a championship fight. I want my cousin Jane. I want Sally. Well, who's gonna pay for all this? Don't worry about it. I'm winning. I'm fighting. So all those expenses, all those 35 or 40 people for hotels and air flyers and you borrowing money here. When the fight's over, you got to pay that money back, man. That's what the problem is. Payback.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, it had one fighter.
So the fighters aren't making responsible financial decisions.
Right. I had one fighter come to me, man, Don is wrong. I said, hold it, man. You owe that man that money. Yeah, but he could have just took half of it. No. You let him tell you I give you half of it back. I said, but I'll tell you a different strategy. If you didn't lose your goddamn title, you could have kept half of it. That man want his money. See, dealing with Don King, I know what I'm dealing. I know who I'm dealing with. When I walk in the door, I know who I'm dealing with. Now, if I don't want to deal with him, don't go in that door. Okay? Because he know the game. He taught the game. He made the game what it is now. So how you gonna outspar him? And the thing about it, he knows the numbers. He knows the numbers.
He's a sharp guy.
Yeah.
Sharp guy.
So he created this thing. So now he ain't no good. He ain't no. Stacey, how do you deal with Don? Because I know who he is, and I walk in the door. I know who I'm dealing with, and I like dealing with him. I just like dealing with him. I remember years ago when I was in Michigan, Emmanuel Stewart had a hell of an amateur boxing program. Tommy Hearns, Neil McCoy, Mickey Goodwin, a lot of other guys.
Joe McClellan, was he there?
No, Joe McCullough wasn't there. This is the original.
Okay.
I was in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and Emmanuel and I was kind of like competition like. And I had a hell of an amateur team. I had Ricky Womack, was alternate.
He was great.
Yeah. I had Mike Johnson, who was number 4 in the world. I had James Toney.
Okay.
I had brought him up. So I had a good team also. And I heard Emmanuel say when he got ready to turn pro, the boys got ready to turn pro, he said, I'm not going to deal with Don King. Okay. I'm going to deal with I'm taking my fighters to Bob Arum. Okay. And I thought to myself, okay, he's going to Bob Arum. Why doesn't he want to go with Don King? And my mind told me, Stacey, take your fighters to Don King. I always wanted to be with Don. Take your fighters. They wasn't even ready for no Don King. Take your fighters, when they do get ready, take them to Don King. Now, the way I look at it is this. Don King, to me, at that time, was not the type of man that you run from. He was the type of man that you run to. Okay? Because he was the man. Now, why am I going to be afraid to deal with the man? Okay? Listening to Joe Blow over here, we ain't gonna sit on the stool talking shit. Okay? Don't go up that fool with that man. Don't. I'm going to the man. And that's what I did. I went to the man. And I told him. And I remember plain as day sitting in his office. I said, look, before the conversation got going, I took Tony Tucker to him. Before the conversation got going, he was asking me questions. I said, listen, let me explain something to you. And this is what's so great about it. And I was brought up that way. I was raised by my grandparents, from broken home, broken dreams. That's where we from. That's where we boxing people from, And I say, we from, like you said, broken home, broken dreams, broken promises.
Yeah.
So But my grandparents raised us, got us out of St. Louis and took us to Mississippi and raised us, all right? So we was taught a different value. I mean, we was Christians. So we taught different values. And very religious family. So when I met Don, when I went up there, I said, look, I don't want you to give me anything, okay? Only thing I want from you is an opportunity. If you give me an opportunity, I'm going to do the work. Ain't no doubt about that. So that's how he looked at me like, well, yeah, I said, that's all I want. I don't want you to give me anything. And if I can't do the job, then I got to go, man. But just give me an opportunity. That's all I want. I don't want you to give me nothing.
Yeah.
And I carry it even to today. I don't want you to give me anything. Let me work for it. And we had that understanding. Now, we had some disagreements and some things that he done and some things he said that I might not agree with. But what he was doing, I might have said, well, Don, you know, you could have gave him a little break. But he wasn't doing anything wrong because he didn't have to give you a break.
Yeah.
So, but Don gave him a little something. I've seen Don help out so many fighters and so many families and so many fighters. It's unbelievable. And so many charities and all that. But people don't understand. They don't know that.
He doesn't seem like the kind of guy that, like, he waves his flags and whatnot, but he's not broadcasting that side of it. He's not broadcasting the charities and what you're talking about.
Yeah, a lot of charities, you know. He donated a lot of money to historical black colleges through the Tom Joyner Foundation. A lot of different things that people don't know. He made, if you check his record, he has made more millionaires out of African American fighters than General Motors, Ford, and Chrysler combined.
Damn.
Don has. Okay? You got to understand that. Look at what he does all over the world. I remember when Sammy Beasley won the title, we went to Nigeria, went to Africa. And hell, sea of people everywhere, Africans everywhere. They wasn't shouting Samuel, they were shouting Don King, Don King, Don King.
Hey, this is Adrian Granados, and you're watching True School Sports.